I'm so excited to talk to you. Oh my goodness. Also, love the outfit. I love like a suit, a menswear vibe.
I
Look,
appreciate you. I want you to know that primarily this blazer is intended to cover up how much I'm sweating through this silk. So if I gesticulate like a T-Rex, that's why.
it's like Kristen Wiig with the little arms. I like it.
Exactly.
I am so excited going to this finale. First of all, I just have to say the Twilight Zone references in episode 9, I was geeking out and it kind of made me think, shoot, like I got those references. Rod Serling, by the way, would be a huge fan of Severance, I think. But I was like, what Easter eggs have I missed along the way that maybe I didn't think of? So that leads me right into my first question. Anyone who watches this show has been so sucked in, so many fan theories. I love that you've said that you chose to watch in real time with friends and family since Devon doesn't know the inner workings of Lumen. So you kind of stayed true to that in your own life. Going into reading the entirety of season 2, but especially the finale that we're all waiting for, what were your biggest questions as both an actor, but a fan and viewer too?
I think as an actor, my biggest questions were just how much further is she going to get to go, into this mystery. We saw in season 1, she's an important but still very fringe character as far as orienting Mark in his outside life, which was lovely and fun to play. But I think it was exciting this season to get to peer into her own personal experience and her own personal grief experience and how that has informed the enthusiasm with which she is going after Lumen at this point. And then as a fan, I was just excited to see who Mark ends up with, man. I was like, come on, what a love triangle. This is great.
Devon is such a great character because she is so smart. She's helping to figure out what's going on, even though she doesn't even have an Innie. I'm dying to know more about when she kind of put together the birthing cabins and figuring out the people outside of work are being able to be severed as well. I love her that she's very grounded. She's a strong rock for Mark. But I imagine since you don't know what's going on in Lumen as an actor, she's a bit harder to play maybe than some of the other characters. What's your favorite thing about playing Devon and maybe the biggest challenge?
My favorite thing is that there is a toddler-like quality about how impulsively she responds to people. I think that she has no filter, but even more so than myself. And I think that there is an innocence that is implied in that I find really refreshing about her. I think she, when I was trying to figure out, how her body moved and how she moved through the world, I was thinking a lot about my friend's 4-year-old. And I thought, that's not to imply she isn't vastly intelligent, she is, but I think that there is a freedom in how she moves through the world and how sort of flip-floppy and loose and impulsive she is that sets her up really nicely to be a potential adversary to Lumen because she feels so innocent and goofy and bombastic that by the time you realize she has a plan and is on the warpath, it's like, oh boy, okay.
And they might not kind of expect it from her. She's able to get in there. So
right.
I love watching your work and I love watching you play alongside Rickon too. The two of you are so great together. As Jen, not as Devon, if you had an Innie and your Innie got a wellness session and as a little reward got to learn an interesting fact or two about yourself, what would they be?
Oh gosh, I would hope that it was that I could metabolize starchy carbs, because currently that isn't the case. But I think that it would be, I don't know. It's funny that part of the show I think really like peaked in the zeitgeist the last couple of months. I saw a lot of people doing really funny parodies on TikTok about finding terrible things out about their Innie. It's like your Innie wears socks with sandals, and I think that. I feel that way looking back at my earliest social media posts. I go back and I'm like, oh, my 10 years ago me was really wearing swoopy bangs and playing the ukulele. That's insufferable. So I feel like I kind of did it to myself in the like sort of picture of Dorian Gray thing we have now with old archives of social media where you're like, oh, Lord, look at that outfit. But yeah, that's the closest I've come so far.
That's fair enough. Listen, Jen, it's so lovely to talk to you. I have like so many questions. I could talk to you for the next half hour. They are wrapping me, unfortunately. It always goes so fast in these nuggets. But thank you for telling us such a beautiful story and playing Devon so wonderfully and kind of giving us that grounded character. And I'm really looking forward to the finale for tomorrow.
Nice to talk to you. Thank you.
Nice to have a great one.
Too.